it's just so weird. It's like as a kid, it's like you just never dealt with shit. Like, you're like, that was always stuff you just dealt with. Like,
Did you get the
um,
chance to play Lego Batman Legacy of the...
so what was I gonna say? Yeah. It's just weird. It's like, I used to play a game. You just put it in, and like, it was always the PC. The PC was always like the way it had graphics. I remember like, no, the funniest. I think every kid who grew up with like computers, you just got used to it. There was like, you had a moment. I think for me it was when I played Half-Life, and they had like the graphics feature on the Half-Life, and I just had it on like the lowest quality. And I just then, like, as a kid, you'd be like, "Hell, I wonder what it's like." You put it to the top, and you put it at the top, and like, I think I just remember. It just feels like how my computer is now. I just, as soon as you push the apply button, you just knew you'd fucked up because you'd like click the no, you'd click like the change settings, and then your computer would go. I just do that for like minutes, and the screen would like go black, and it wouldn't go completely black. It would like kind of phase black, and you're like, oh, and it's just like you could hear like your computer just like back then, like your computer used to just make painful sounds. And it'd be like whirring away, going, and then like after you, I remember being a kid, and it was like, oh, and like, because it was like that computer was like, it would cost like $1,000. I'm not kidding. Like our family computer would cost like £1,000, which is fuck off money back then. My dad was like really like, and rightfully so. He was like, if you fuck this computer up, you will get punished. I was like, uh-oh. And the computer just going, because it was a shit computer. Because even back then, it was like. But the good thing about Half-Life was just that it was like you could actually play it like Half-Life. If you had it on like shit graphics, the game still was fine and it ran really well. Um, but you just wanted to see what it looked like with those really good graphics. So like, when I put it on there, I think I literally had to wait like 20 minutes, and eventually like the game just kind of like came back, and all the boxes were like tiny because like the resolution was like really high. So you just have like, there'd be like the confirmation box would be like that big. Are you happy with the settings? And you'd be like, and then like when you ran the game, it was just like the game was just really shit. It was just you're just walking around like. It was just like really shit, but the graphics were like a little bit better. Like, whoa, dope! Like you'd see like the like definition and the coffee. You'd be like, whoa, dope! And the other time I think that happened was when I played oh, it's a really good game, and part of it being on the PC was what made it really good. Jedi Outcast 2. I never played Jedi Outcast 1. But Jedi Outcast 2 came out for like, it even came out on the GameCube. I remember I bought it for my friend for like his birthday, and he never played it. I was like, he's so ungrateful. Because I was like, it's actually a really decent game. But like Jedi Output 2 was like really fucking good. Jedi Outcast, sorry. Um, that was just back in the like the glory days of the LucasArts games when they the those all of those games could have very well have just been like decent little spin-offs, which probably could have done really fun. Like if you just did like a Jedi Outcast TV series spin-off again, instead of them trying to be like woke, trying to have some shitty brown woman in it, or black guy. Um, they just had some like really good-looking dude who's like the Jedi Outcast guy because that game just ticked all of the boxes which I think everyone wanted. They it just it obviously did have like parts in it where it was just like the sort of the clapping Oh my god, it's an ATST. But again, it wasn't like super in your face. I mean, I suppose it was, but it's difficult because like towards the end, it's like it makes sense because you do join the Jedi Order, and it just kind of like made sense to a spin-off because it's like although you do see Luke, because I'm pretty sure Luke, yeah, Luke's in there like the temple and stuff, so he's the one who trains you. He's not like pivotal. He's not like super pivotal. It's more like your quest. It's your quest was to kill this. Like I can't. I actually don't remember the actual story because I'll be really honest with you. I don't think I ever played the game through. I always just used the cheats to just like teleport to the different levels. But you just there's this like guy who's like this lizard man. he just was. He just had the. He was a Sith and he just like he was fucking really hard. But the game was so good. Because like for the first I think, and I had a guide for it because I think it was my brother who had it. I've actually still got it on the PC. I just don't think it will run anymore because it's like the PCs are too good. But it had the start missions. It was all basically like I think you could play in third person, but you just didn't because it was like almost like why Resident Evil was really good was because in Resident Evil Requiem, they give you the choice to like play in third person or first person. I actually just picked first person for both of them. I know with Leon you're not supposed to, but it did actually kind of make it a little bit more funny playing as Leon in the first person. I'm aware that actually like it doesn't look as ridiculous if you play in third person, but when you do play in first person, and it's like I never played Grace in third person, but again, I just imagine that would be really shit. Like, just completely remove all the horror, but some people just can't take it. Um, it was at the start of the game. You're just like a normal dude with like a gun, and you like break into like an outpost. And it just sort of starts off small, so even though it's an outpost, there are like still stormtroopers there, but it's like nothing insanely crazy. And I think like the second mission, then you go into like an actual city, and it was really cool for the time. It was really quite cool. Because you actually got to go into like bars and stuff, and if you want, you could do what you wanted. So if you did want to be an act dumbass, just like kill everyone, you could do that. But like they had these guards that would chase you, really hard. I can't remember these like pig head guys with like these like pikes, and they're fucking really hard to kill because you didn't have the lightsaber yet. But so you'd just be like sat there, just and I think your gun was like this like it was like this like it looked really fun. It was like a cylinder. It was like a cylinder, but you could hold the right key down because each gun had like an alternate feature, and it just you could you could just shoot them. And I remember they had like this sniper rifle, and it was like if you charged it right to the top, if you shot someone, they like just vaporized, and it was like a really cool effect. It was just really cool for a time. The best thing about it was how after you do all of that, and some of those missions do take ages to do, which is why I couldn't do it when I was a kid because it was just too stupid. My attention span was just not there because it wasn't like super spelled out for you what to do. And I was just like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do. You go into like the Jedi Temple afterwards, and then that's like it's actually pretty fun. I didn't actually cheat to do that, but I think it was just that like mission, like the one before that, where I found it really tough. What you had to do, so you had to go around a bit and like trying to figure out what to do, and you had to like but talk with people and like barter and stuff. Um, but I just remember the best mission was the Jedi Temple one. I think everyone knows why, but it was so fucking good because like again, this was before episodes. I think it came out when episode 1 was out. It wasn't as late as episode 3. So everyone was still kind of in that like bit where it was just cool just to kind of have a game. Where it was playing. It was in the sort of the older series as opposed to the modern one. Because I think it must be between episodes 5 and 6, I guess. Or maybe it was after that. Although I don't know. I really can't remember. I just remember it had Luke in it, and Luke was like actually like alive. Um, but yeah, you go into like the temple, and it was just fucking kick-ass because you had to like learn at first how to like use all the force powers, and it just kind of like made this like fun like little mechanic where it was just like a cute little going around, and you just had to like push in blocks and stuff and pull stuff, and there was so many different forces. It was so cool. They really did such a good job of it. But not only that, but like each one like had a gauge like how powerful it could be, and I think I'm pretty sure it like just leveled up like the more you used it or something, the more you killed with it. It was so fun. Such a good little concept. But not only that, but it was the lightsaber mechanics were just absolutely spot on. They were just really good. It was like you had three different modes that you could change to. So you can have a quick mode, a medium mode, or a heavy attack mode. And each of them effectively just had like an upward swing where you did that, but you could like pivot your character using the mouse. So when your character did that, you could be smart and like make him go down. So you like start swiping at the guy's feet, and then the guy had to like make sure he was definitely like trying to block it. The game had like very good hitbox. It wasn't like when you play. To give you context, like I've played like quite a few games where I've used like lightsaber control. I've never played Knights of the Old Republic, so I don't know how good that is. But I've heard that one's really good. But I'm gonna not. I can't comment on that. But I do think from every other game I've played, and I've played like quite. I was a huge Star Wars fan growing up. I never played any of the Lego Star Wars ones because fuck that. But played all like the Battlefield games. Played all like the sorry Battlefront games. And all of them are wank. Or like all of them are wank. All of the lightsabers has been as wank. And even like number two, the lightsaber is fucking wank. People like cope and they say it's good. It's not. It's wank. Because it still just doesn't feel like you know what you really are doing. It just feels like you both just kind of go into each other and you kind of both like swing. Uh, but it just doesn't work because like in the problem with number two is that all of the hero characters are very different and a bit broken, and they're not really designed to be fought with because that's not really the point. The game, that mode has just kind of been put in as just like a bit of a goof. But in all generality, it's just the heroes weren't really designed in the games to kind of ever like meet up and have like these big like one-on-ones. It's just that wasn't really the point of the hero characters. The hero characters are kind of just more to just take out loads of the little guys. Obviously, it did happen, but generally, what happened in the game is if it would normally just be like one of the heroes would like get the drop on another one. It would never just be like a fair fight. And even if it was then, it would just generally be like there's just one of the characters just has like a janky attack, which is usually one of the Force characters. So it'd be like I think it's like Darth Vader or Darth Maul. He just has a power. He just pulls you in, but it doesn't even do that. It pulls you in, but you do like this animation where you're flaying, so you can't do anything. And he can just come in. He's got lightning fast, so he'll probably throw his lightsaber at you while you're like in the animation. You'd be like, what? I can't do anything. You already lost like a third of your health, and then when your character's on the floor, you have to like get the animation of like pushing himself up. He's just gonna go, woo, 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 and he's just going, oh, I can't do anything. You just die, and it's just fucking bullshit. The worst one I think was Anakin because they just fucking just Anakin was way too powerful. I never ever used him because I just out of like he was my least favorite one because I was like a really massive big. I'm not even kidding. I was like the biggest dick rider for like Star Wars Battlefront to the point where I was like updating it. I'm not even afraid to admit this. Like there was points where I was like updating it, and I was just like, when are they gonna release this conquest mode? When are they gonna release conquest mode? Um, and like I got really good at it, and it was really stupid, and it made me really annoyed because I did get really good at that game, and everyone just hated it because I was playing it like when uh, it was new. I did pay for it full price. I just had no qualm. I did not have a qualm with like the amount that they were asking for at the start was way too much. I will agree with that. But then they did actually just stop it, and once it did go back down, they just kind of just didn't fuck with it anymore. They just knew that they just couldn't really touch that game anymore. They did still have like stupid drop boxes, but you didn't have to buy them. But I'll admit that those were fucked. To give you context, it was like it was really shit. That was the only thing that was really shit about the game. So they basically just had these shitty drop boxes, and they had like different rarities. But some of the powers were ridiculous. So effectively, it was like every single. You had four different classes of people you could pick. Each one of them could have like a perk card, which would be something like it could be like something like your blaster attack power up by 30%. I think would be because each one had like a purple legendary. Most people you wouldn't get that. You just have like a blue, which would probably just be like blaster power +5 or something like that. But if you were like a lucky son of a gun, but like as a casual player, because I never paid for it, I think I only ever accrued like 3 or 4 of these like legendary things because you got like a free pool, I think, every day or some shit like that. But that's how rare they are. Like as a casual gamer, I played it quite a lot, and I did open a lot of boxes. I only ever got like 4, and I remember they were like for really random like heroes. One was I got like 2, or it was like I got like the legendary and like 2 the next one up, like the green ones. It was like legendary and like super rare for like It was Captain Phasma. It was a stupid female stormtrooper who was like, she's just a hero for some stupid reason, even though you never see her do anything. Her character, she's just like this silver like stormtrooper, and she just has this blaster and she can just like shoot really quick, and just has like a secondary function where you fire some kind of like, photon blast. That's pretty much all she did. But I think she had like some like move where she like a crowd move where she like boosted everyone's morale and stuff. And those ones were actually really good because if you could be bothered to use them, they actually could like really push your squad. But I was like really sick with her because like the powers that I had, it gave her something like 50% health. I'm not even kidding. It was like 50% extra health for like Captain Phasma. And it was just like the next one up was just like my blaster damage did like an extra like 40% damage, and like the one after that was something like it was just like my secondary function just like recharged like 30% quicker. And I was so good with Captain Phasma, and everyone was always just like, "Why are you big Captain Phasma?" Well, no one really said that. I'm not gonna pretend anyone said. No one ever said that. And then I don't know, it was like Yoda. I had like a really sick one for Yoda. It's like another legendary one. It was just like it was like something like force healing or something. It's like I could. It was like 50% better or something. It was just made my character so good. So you can tell, like, just if you were playing that game and you just were some Saudi Arabian billionaire where you could just go in there and just like your dad's just giving you his card and you could just like literally just buy. He just opening packs until you finally get like all these purples, and you could just become insanely good. And you just encounter that sometimes. Like you'd play it and you just like I'd be shooting some guy, and I'd just be like absolutely opening, like going ham on him. And I'd be like, "Why can't I kill him? Why can't I kill him?" And it'd just shoot you because when you died, it showed you like what cards they had, and you just see like some guy, and you just have like who'd be like an assault class, but he's got like 4 purples. I was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck's this?" And it would just be like 50% health, 50% damage, 50% grenade damage, 50% battle resistance. I was like, "What the fuck? Where is all this coming from?" And that just made the game really shit. Because they just there was no like mode you could play where it was just they took all those like mutators off. It always had to have those modes, but the game was just like legitimately really good. That's what was really annoying about it. And it had a resurgence because everyone like hated it, and then it's like it had a resurgence recently. People still are like playing it now, and everyone's just got like rose tinted glasses, and they're like, "Oh man, dude, this game is so good. I can't believe people. What was the problem with this game again?" It's like. But I think I played it like up until the DLC stopped because they had I think the last hero they ever had was that BB-8, And that's like that was like think I basically stopped playing it like as soon as they like I never played as BB-8 because he looked so shit. It was just like the shittest hero. And at that point, I just knew they were just running on Steam. They just didn't have any ideas. But they were really faithful because they released so many like extra heroes, and they were all free. And they released, I think they released a couple of new maps, but they did release a couple of new modes, and the new modes were really good. So the one that was really good was Conquest, and that was just basically like what people were familiar with, but it wasn't quite the same. It wanted to pretend that it was like the mode you love, but it didn't because you played the space battle and then afterwards you had to play the space fight. Um, and the space fight was just nowhere near as good as what it was. There's like people who've made mods for Battlefront 2 on the PC, and they just made these like fan mods, and but some of them are so sick. Like, they just added like in the space battle, it just feels like you're actually playing like the episode 3 one. They just added so many like NPCs of like all the little drones and the little robots, ships. They've just added like loads and loads of like these like the cruisers and stuff, and you can just go into all of them and each one. I think you can even pilot them and stuff. It's just really fun. It's just fucking great. But they just couldn't do that. They couldn't replicate it. And I'm pretty sure you couldn't be heroes as well when you're in there. You might have been actually. I might not be right with that, but just it wasn't like the same. It wasn't like you could. I think it's like you did a space part, and it was basically just a tug of war, and it was like whoever won that space battle, you then go into like the attack defend part. It was like, oh, now we're able to infiltrate the mothership. All people attack, and then it's just there's one side, one team is like attacking, it didn't really do it right. It should have just had the balls to be able to do it all at once, but they couldn't do it 'cause it's just too much going on. But they didn't need to. I just think they just needed to just like not bother with the space battle bit. Sorry, the ground battle bit, because that was never really that important. That was never the point. Right, let me just remind myself because I'm gonna have to remember what the fuck I'm doing. I don't feel very good at all. Oh shit! I'm just trying to remind myself. Shut up. It is the problem with playing like different games. You just kind of forget like how things are. The game is really good. It's just my biggest problem I seem to have is just we're not making anything new. And I think I was saying this with someone like my mom or my brother. I was just like, we're not making anything new. We just seem to just be recycling the same shit. And I know the answer why. I know why. It's because there's only like certain people who can make new things, and it isn't the people making stuff. All the people who are like making shit, they're just fucked. Um, they can't make stuff. This is like basically what we're just learning. It's like people with like small IQs, they can't make new things. We've been lied to. We've just been lied to by some people who hate the West. They don't want us to develop. Um, they just want everything to kind of like stagnate. Uh, yeah. It's everything's just stagnated. Nothing's actually doing anything. Nothing's going anything. Um, because the people that we're hiring, because of DEI, like DEI was a really corrosive incentive. Because what it essentially is doing is it's just giving people who have no right to be in positions based solely on their race, which is really racist, if you ask me. That's really racist. Even if you want to spin that in like in a positive sense, it's still racist. You're just giving, even if you're positively giving stuff to people for them being a race, you are being racist because you're inferring they're not the same race. So just what I'm saying to you is the fallacy of racism lies within you can't even not really be racist because if you're not racist, you guys kind of are being racist. If that makes sense. Well, especially if you're like giving them things because you're admitting they need it. You're like saying, oh, they need this because they're brown. And it's like that kind of is being racist. You're saying they don't need that. You're saying they can't do it without that. So therefore, you are being racist because you're saying they're the reason they have to go in here. It's not. It's just effectively before we had like a higher standard of especially like positions in these tech roles. So most of the people who would go in would probably be very intelligent white people because like they would need to have probably an average IQ of like 120 because that's the IQ where they're the sort of people who are going to change things and actually make new things. Or like even like Asian people. I'm not going to disqualify Asian people. Like, there probably would be like Chinese and Japanese people would be there. Like, we're not going to disqualify them. Chinese, like, I'm not too keen on them. The Japanese, I think we can trust. I'm just not too keen on Japanese. Chinese, I just don't know why we. They're always so involved all the time. They just obviously are an enemy. They're part of BRICS. They're just obviously an enemy. All of these people are just absolute. They're not our friends. Um, but it all just boils down to just funding. Oh, sorry, like yeah, like private funding and just these people have rich parents, so they're able to just like buy their way into stuff. And then his Chinese people got loads of money, and they're like, wow, we can give you some of this. You just like let us be able to buy your properties and stuff. No, okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I've always said that women can't be president because they could start World War III because of their period. It's absolutely true. Like you, you got to remember, right? I'm telling you, everything that we have been brought up to like not talk about is completely the opposite. You got to remember, the thing that they don't want us to do is the one thing that they are really trying to stop us from doing. And so basically, what that is they don't want us to be racist because they just want us to like sit and just accept that these like Indians and Muslims and black people and Jewish people are all the same. They don't want you to talk about like white replacement theory. They don't want you to be sexist. They want you to like just kiss up and inflate women's egos because they know women are just like children. They are just children. And they're pussies as well. I've proved this. I know they're pussies. If a woman talks a big game, she'll send her simps after you. But if you just show you fucking don't care about these simps and you go straight for the queen, she'll just buckle. She'll block you, and that just means that they're cowards. It just means they know that when the chips are down and the town's on fire and like uh the last the to get the crown it's going to be a fight of strength and they can't use tricks because we're both like in the hallway and we're both standing there. We both got a sword in our hand. And it's like a little girl. It's like Brittany Venti, and there's me. And there's the crown for the like that. This is it. She can try and debate me. I'm like, nah. We have to settle this. What's she gonna do? What's she gonna do? What's she gonna do? She'll send that like that he dog simp he I spoke to, and he'll be like there, and I'll be like, hey dog, hey, and I'll pick him up because I think he's Indian. And just be like, hey, and I throw him into the fire. And I'll be baptized in the fire. And then I'll be like, now what, Brittany? And she'll have nothing to do. She'll like, have to come at me because she's just got like her big like African tits, so they'll like weigh her down. So I'm just gonna be like, hey, and she'll like lunge me like, what? I'm not allowed to say like what happens. I'm afraid I won't be because her lawyer will sue me. Because even though it's hypothetical, and I could say this about a man and it'll be fine, but because now I'm talking about being a woman, even though it should be fine because we're equal, that will be a problem. So I'm not gonna say what's gonna happen afterwards. But you can use your imagination. Maybe she wins. She might do. Women are smart, really strong. Because if I was a really strong person, I know what I'd definitely do. I'd definitely block people who like say mean words to me. That sounds like someone who's really strong. Maybe not physically strong, but then I don't know. I mean, how strong could a woman be? Hmm? How strong can a woman be? And you're going to ask yourself, well, why do women need to be strong? Well, they asked to be. So we're only denying them the very thing that they want, which I think is really not fair. They wanted to play as the men, and that's fine. I love that. I love that. It's like I said to you, there's nothing but easier than having to stamp on hands. So if I can get money just stamping, oh, I don't want money, but if I can like stamp on hands because I get kicked, then my God, let's do it. And the other thing you got to realize as well is that the vast majority of females are narcissists, and society rewards them for that. They call it hypergamy, but it's effectively the same thing. They basically just look out for themselves. A lot of them are too like lazy to want children, and they hate their like male counterpart. They just hate them for some reason. That's just it. Just reeks of narcissism, and most of that stems out of a penis envy because they just know again, like I just said to you, Brittany Venny can never beat me in a fight. She knows that. She knows she can't do that. She knows she'll never be the most powerful thing. She wants to because she's a narcissist, like a lot of women are. She knows that the only thing that she has at the moment is like her like depleting attractiveness. I'm not even saying that because she's half caste. I'm saying that as also because she's like oh god, like 27, 28. Like, there's like much hotter models, like newer women coming out. Like she's older than fucking Sydney Sweeney, I think. But yeah, she is. She's much older. I think Sydney Sweeney's only like 25. I'm pretty sure Britney's like 28 or something. So she's like 3 years older than her. Time's depleting away. Not even not even as attractive as her. And she knows that. And I like look at her videos because I don't watch them because I just don't think she's that funny. I think because I think she tries to be funny, and women aren't funny, which is why I just know like a lot of her fans are just going to be like I said, it's probably like loser Indians or Pakistanis and like Muslim dudes or just brown guys, black Africans, because they'll see her as some weird queen. Because I told you, it's the kingdom of the blind, the one-eyed woman's queen. The only, the only like white dudes are going to be watching her will be like liberal dudes, like simpy, low T, uh, low T, like white guilt dudes, probably like dudes who've like just come out of uni. But again, like, once you come like 25 and you've like tasted how shit everything is, how when you're like you get to my age, you kind of start off and you're like you hand your hand out to him and be like, "Hello, my name is Input, and can't wait to treat you just the way that I think you should treat." And you go there and you realize, no, 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 no. Every single person, every single race who isn't white, and probably and gender as well, are all against you because they've all been programmed that I am like the biggest sin and I need to be put down because I get white privilege. So every single person you're going to meet in your life, so every time you have a boss and she's going to be like a female, she's probably just going to give you hell and just like be like an absolute bitch to you just because women don't know how to lead, and also they need loads of validation stuff, and they don't like having downtime. So what they do is they just end up like just doing like stupid amounts of busy work for like. Whereas a dude who could just like understand that, like if you just got like a job where like you do something and you just got like a lot of free time or downtime, you just go and like just think that's fine. You can just like just switch off. Women can't do that. They're like it's like when you watch like Recess. It's like the boys are always the ones that are okay, happy to like monkey around and just probably mess around a little more, and then women are just like the goy lords who just like they'll follow anything the teacher says. This is what happens to women at work. They just think that they come in and for that 8 hours you have to be chained to your desk and you have to be like doing stuff. So if you're just like, as sometimes like when I started like some of my jobs, women they just give you like these pointless jobs, and like when you get to my age, you just call them out. And you just say, no, why am I doing all this? It's ridiculous. And they'll just say it's important, but you just have to like, you just need to like, well, at the start it's really difficult. I'm not gonna lie, because when you're in your 20s, people don't give you your work. You just need, but then like after a while, you just need to like start to like, you start to learn how to like talk to them and just say what benefit is this going to do? Like how, what is this? And just sort of like actually like asking them, and then like maybe speak to their boss. Because once you actually get their boss involved, not and it's normally like ironically a bloke, then they usually like shut up. But it's just if you have a woman as a boss, it is hell. It is real hell. They just don't know what they're doing a lot of the time. And yeah, you might get like the odd good woman who like is decent. I'm not going to pretend that they don't exist, but they're very far and fine between. Like I've only had probably like one good female boss, and I've had like four or five. Most of them are absolute nightmares. And the worst thing about them as well is they lie. They'll you'll go into a meeting with them and they'll have the biggest grin on their face and they'll tell you they were doing a really good job. But then they'll go and speak to like their boss and they'll tell you you're really bad and you need loads of help and you're like doing really bad and all your counsel is really bad. They'll just do that. They'll do that. Because the women are pussies. They don't fight. So that's why when you then like chew them out and you find out and you actually have an argument with them, oh, so you talk to them about it. They'll just try and like get rid of you because that's what women do. Women are too scared to deal with the problem, so they'll cause an issue. They need a man to fix it, and then if the man's not there to fix it, they'll just try and block you, or they'll just try and like fire you. Especially if they're like super narcissistic as well, which a lot of women are, because the sort of I wouldn't even say Hermione Granger was like a narcissist really, but she was actually smart. But like that Dolores Umbridge woman, the pink woman, like her, she's like your classic example of that. An executive personality type woman who's just super narcissistic and just really like uh follows the strict rules to the nth degree. So like that's the kind of things you'll have as a woman boss. If you come back and I'm not even joking, it's like 1:02 and you went to lunch at 12. They will be the sort of women who'll just chew you out and they'll do it like as soon as they've done that once, they're too stupid to realize. But once you've done that really to a bloke once, they're just never gonna want to. They lose all respect for you. Really, they just think like, oh, okay, you're just gonna be like one of these people. Because for men, disrespect is a lot worse to women. So women just do it, and they just think like they've watched too much um they just watch too much TV. They've watched too much like Sex in the City or too much like Devil Wears Prada or shit, and they just think that this is how they've been. This is how it works. But all these shows are like super, super high top premium jobs where it's like they're working in a fashion design company and probably everyone in that company is like on 250K a year or something like that. You don't need to use that if you're like a middle manager at some company and you're on like 40 grand or something like that. You need to like chew out like your he's probably on like not that far off from me. He's probably on like 35, but you just literally just buy like the fact that you have been at that company for like a little bit longer. You are his boss, so you're just gonna like chew this dude out, demasculate him in front of the whole office, which it happens. It does happen. I'm telling you, it happens. And you as a bloke, you have to like think about like what you need to do like when that happens to you in that situation. Do you just eat it up and take it and just think maybe if I just act really like pouty, people will feel sorry for you? Do I stand up to her and then but then I'm worried then she might do me for insubordination? These are all things as a bloke you have to like go through and you just have to like try and think like what do you need to do it. Personally, if that happened to me now, I would just like probably just I think like that would be a situation where that would be considered probably like hanging herself. So I would just sit there with a really like stoic face, just let her like vent, and I hope that other people would, because I think she would probably be the bad person in that. But again, that depends where you work, because some places again you might be really toxic, and like that's just that they will support her for that, and that's again it's all humiliation, right? So the goys, the Jews, again. They don't want you to have like the fun jobs that the white men had in the 19 Mad Men days, where you used to like, you men would be like excited to go to work because it would be boys' club. You would just like I'd wake up, I probably would like rock up, get like put my suspenders on, put on a dope suit, no, and then I would probably like drive my swanky car because yeah, I've got like a nice salary, and I just drive to the office, and then all the guys there are probably white dudes who again we all like trying to look out for each other. We all just want to do really well for each other. It's not like today where I'll go in and it's like my Indian boss is forcing me to like go in and I have to like just awkwardly like speak to him about nothing in common because we have nothing in common, and I don't have a sense of like I don't care if I'm not even care. I just don't care about anything that's happening because I know they don't care about me. Back in like again like those days, it was like you did feel like that. You felt like maybe if you did work really hard at this company, they would look out for you. But you just now know that like, all these companies just they don't care about you. Any minute they could, they'll get rid of you. Any day you're just gonna have, they'll say like, "Oh, input comment here." Um, just come in here. Yeah, yeah. You know, and it's just that's it. And you're just told that that's another like avenue you've got to have. Like your boomer parents, like my dad. I mean, he was in the police, so it's a bit different. But a lot of like your boomer parents probably would have had tenures where I think like my friend's dad had a really long tenure at IBM, and that was just not that uncommon. You would just work for a company, and that would be your whole tenure. You'd work for maybe a couple of companies, and you'd like earn a really nice like pension with them, and that's how it would they treated you. You know, so that was good. You had enough to have a family, have loads of cars, go on holiday every year, um, all of that. Now it's not like that. It's just if you want to have a genuinely good pay rise, you're just better off just jumping from job to job, and every job knows that, and that's when you should just not care really. You should just, especially with the taxes and stuff, just not put as much effort in. You'll learn that as a bloke. You'll go in. I'm not even kidding. You're 18, you're 19, you come out of uni, and you'll get your job. You'll get your first job, and you'll be like, you'll put so much effort into it, and you'll just realize there's no point. No one cares. No one cares. Like if you just work for like a small startup company, you think like maybe you can get like become like the apple of the eye of like the CEO, and he'll like maybe like train you up and give you like some super. No, no, not really. I mean, I worked for like a couple of them. Generally, again, it will just be like if you get on with them, which means that if you like, in my case, they were just like classic like they probably weren't boomers, but they were probably like very late Gen Xers, I suppose. But they were just like classic, like I love Goibel. Just like so, if you don't like Goibel, they don't want to like work with you. So that's just what happened. I just like worked for them, and it's just like clear that I just didn't connect on these guys because they all just love like Goibel, really superficial shit, nothing exciting. So then when like I play when like yeah they're just not gonna help you, so you just sit there and you try and work really hard and you just think I'm definitely gonna get noticed. No, I just didn't care. And the other thing about startups as well is this is the other thing I'm telling you, these are like the super top tips. The startups are like the most exciting because you potentially could do really well if the company becomes really big, but there's just so many facets, which is well, they're startups, so they're going to be trying to save money. So you're probably just not get. You probably will get like the cheapest bottom of the barrel shit because these guys are all trying to make save money. That means your job's going to be like really versatile, really volatile. It also means that they probably don't have like a proper like HR and like proper infrastructure, which means that if you're going to have any issues or grievances, that you're probably not. You'll have to go like directly to the CEO. So if that is the guy who's pissing you off, you're fucked. Um, uh, And then it goes down to who the CEOs are because they're just assholes who are just, and most of them will be because a lot of this, you're not going to go in and be a CEO of a company if you don't want a lot of money. Like, why else would you be a CEO? Like, people like me don't really want to do it because I just don't care about money that much. So being a CEO to me just doesn't seem exciting. I don't love the concept at all. Don't need hundreds of thousands of pounds. Like, I'm happy. I'm fine. The Jewish people don't want me to thrive because they don't want me to spread my message, but it's true. You don't need it. A certain religion will tell you that you do. Right. Yeah. Let's. I mean, I've been talking for how long? Almost an hour. Well, it doesn't look like Kate's done a new video. Oh, it looks like she got her plaque at last. How amazing. Let's see what the comments were. Just look at all the shit she's got in her room. She's got like all these like Funko Pops. And it's just like, all in the boxes as well. It's just so shit. Like, imagine how much all this costs. I'm not even like being conservative. I just say like, each one of those Funko Pops in the box probably worth like £20 each. So this is 100, 200, 300, 400. That shelf is probably worth, I'm not even joking, it's probably worth a couple of grand. It's just like plastic and like fabric and merchandise. This is what I'm trying to say to you. It's like, Katie is the perfect goy lord. She is like, if I was the guy who was in charge of like media and I was not white, because it won't be, it will be a certain religion, and I want to give my shekels to like certain demographics, who is it that I would want to give them to, and who would I not want to give them to? Let's just play this game because I think this is something to do with it. This person who keeps joining, and like, fuck this honky, he keeps talking about it like shit. So you have like women. Well, yeah, I want to give women my shekels because when women get given shekels, they become harder to date because they demand a man who makes more money, and they're hedonistic, so they spend the money on themselves. So they'll be like takeouts, and Kay loves takeouts. Like every time I hear Kay talk, like unless personally, I just went to Nando's and Five Guys because I make 90 grand a year, and I just think there's no, yeah, no, I make 90 grand a year, and I've got no qualm thinking I should get paid more than a. To give you context, like my friend, he was really rich, but his mum and dad, they were like, his dad was the chief brain surgeon in my county, and his mum was like the chief anesthetic. So basically, the two most skilled type of working ever. People were fixing people's brains and having to measure the exact dosage to give someone, which is really difficult. Those people get paid loads, Katie, because like it's so dangerous doing anesthetic. You have to get it exactly right. I'm sure it's probably made easier. I'm not gonna damn. This was before, whatever. But I just, whatever. I'm not gonna pretend it wasn't a hard job. But I guarantee you, I reckon Kay's probably on about the same salary. It's probably like the anesthetic, the chief anesthetic, because it was like the mum was her, the dad was the brain surgeon. But like, God, did they luck out? But they lived in a fucking castle. It wasn't a castle. It was just a really big, fucking massive house. It had a foyer, and it was huge, and it was just like they had loads of kids. I was like, good. That's what you should do. Two good, smart white people have loads of these kids. I have 5 children. I was like, good. That's what you need to do. I'm not gonna feel ashamed. Not gonna feel bad for them. I was jealous. I'm happy. That's what you want. And that's what I was thinking. Is, oh, this should just be every single person. Every single person. We could do it. If we get rid of the immigrants, we can do it. Every single house that you've got that's got like some black or brown guy there, you just get rid of them. And you could just think like some dude who's like in uni, this white guy who's like trying to start up, he could just pay a mortgage on that, which is because the house prices would be really cheap. Instead of being like 200 grand for like a two-bedroom flat, which is absolutely insane. They could just go right down to like 60 grand, and that's just much more viable. Like even at 60 grand, like I could probably get my with the salary I'm on, I could probably like buy another place. I probably wouldn't because I just as a white person, I just wouldn't need to. That's what white people do. We just don't. Sometimes we don't need to do stuff like that. Again, to give you context, if you have like a missionary where they've got get free food for the poor, white people won't go and use it unless they have to. There will be a few um who might do it out of, but if you have an Indian guy or a black man, and then you have the same thing, they don't care. They will just go in there and they will just lie. They will just go up there and they'll be like, "How long have you been homeless for?" They'll be like, "Oh, it's 2 years, 2 years." And you'll be like, "Okay, what?" And it's just like the white people won't do anything because they just think that you're telling the truth. And the Indian person will do the same. And then the Indian person will call up his family and he'll say, like, "You're stupid. These white people are idiots. They're just giving out free stuff." Everyone call up like Abdul and Patel and Akshir and all these people, and they just come down. They will. Within like a couple of hours, you'll see loads and loads of cars pulling up, and it'll just be all these like Indians and Muslim guys, and they'll be wearing like the Muslim little hats and the little like dresses, like whatever dresses they wear, and they have big fat guts, protruding guts. They're definitely not starving, and they all come in. They won't even like say anything to the like poor Christian woman who's working there. They all just like shuffle in, and they all just like look down. They all just like start taking stuff, and then the woman will be like, "Excuse me, what are you doing? What are you doing?" And they'll just all clear out, and this is what happens. This is what it's like locusts. So they don't understand how this stuff works. Like, it might just be like down to them. Maybe they overestimate what we think. Maybe they think that like we're such a utopia that like when they walk into, um, because the biggest one is that like in like these like really quiet like areas in the countryside, you get these like food banks, but they're done on like a what do you call it? It's like a goodwill gesture, and goodwill gestures don't exist. If you live in like low trust societies, that doesn't exist. But basically, it's just you're living like a little country inside, and you have 20 or 30 people, and you'll all know each other. Um, but like again, the Jewish people don't want that. So what they'll do is they'll like make these laws up, and they do. They absolutely do. They make these laws up. So to give you context, even in London, I remember this because I was friends with a guy, and he was like really rich, and his dad basically just gave him the job from nepotism. Um, but he was talking about something about London, and he said that they make when they make the like a new building, like a new flat or something in London, even if it's in like like Chelsea or somewhere really expensive, they have to like reserve. It's something like 5% of all those all those rooms that will have to be used for like social homes, or which just basically means immigrants. So it's like it's just impossible. It is impossible to like live in an enclave of just white people. They are just absolutely, and it only takes like one of them to just fucking ruin everything. Because that's what I'm saying to you. If you have one Muslim family or one Indian family, and you got the food bank, they'll ruin it. And you'll just again, you'll like go over there, and you'll like all the white people will knock on there, and they'll just lie. They'll just won't do it. They just won't concede, or they'll just start getting angry and they'll start threatening you, and they'll call the police, and the police will like side up with him because they'll come out as racism. And then it's just this is what happens, and then this family just becomes like this weird like nuisance where they're like just they treated as VIPs, and they'll just like go into the pub and stuff, and then they'll start complaining that everyone there is like drinking beer and eating pork, and they'll just like somehow be able to like get it, and there's some Jewish lawyer will work with them, and they'll just start to like unweave. And that's what they're trying to do. They'll start to just unweave and take part, and then some of the white families as well. They'll like go, I don't want to deal with this. I'm gonna move over somewhere, and they'll just move, and then they do. They'll start to then just either they'll buy BlackRock or buy those homes, and then they'll like rent them to like social and become make them NGOs and stuff, and just fill them with loads of immigrants, and that's it, and they'll just ruin that area, and that's what happens. And then suddenly you just have like this really sweet like 99% Welsh little town where they just had like these like lovely like little Sundays where they'd all get together in the town centre. It's just now gone. It's just like all these Muslim and brown people in there. None of them, and they all fight because like there'll be like Pakistanis and Indians, and then they'll just like start hitting each other. And then you just like see like all these black people just in that like all just like all the shops there just turn to vape shops. And it's just like all the black people are just there, just wearing like these like these like puffer jackets, and they're all just like milling around, not doing anything. And they all go 6-2, 6-2, 6-2, 6-2, and then Kate just loves it because Kate's like living the Halo life because she's not down here with the peasants. This is what Kay doesn't understand. She's not here with the peasants. Kay's just like living in the high life. She gets to live in like the ivory tower, and she's got like a new house on the way. How many people are 24 years old, Kay, and they get to buy a house? I didn't get my first place until I was like 28. And even that was just by luck because we like there was a windfall that came through. Like that was I am aware of like how good my situation was, but like not by myself. Like I don't think you're buying it with your boyfriend. That would be stupid. You no, don't do that. Well, I don't know. Sometimes that could be better because you're not married. That you might be able to fuck him over better if he's a massive simp. I'm talking about the dude. So we're gonna find out what happened with Tyler Catastrophe. I mean, it's just I don't really care, but I haven't seen the videos, so whatever. Yeah, this is what I'm telling you. It's like sometimes games like this fucking suck if you just save it. You go and play something else. I have no idea like what the fuck I'm doing. It would have made so much sense to me when I played it, and I would have been like not because I think the last time I played this was probably like before I think I played Resident Evil Requiem. But like that was so long ago. I think to give you context, I think Resident Evil Requiem came out like that last day, like the last weekend of February or whatever it was. It was like the 26th or something of February. Well, we're on now May, so it's been like nearly like 2 or 3 months. But I mean, I played the fuck out of like Resident Evil. Like, I might probably play it again as well once I play this. It is a really fucking solid good game. I'm pretty stoked for this, and then GTA 6 in November. It's not long now. I think someone said it's like less than 200 days, and I'm not exactly like pining for it. For me, it just kind of be more of like a pleasant, like, oh, that's cool. Obviously, I'm looking forward to it. I'm just not like, oh shit. I mean, that's with flaming bullets as well. You always felt like small when like you just could use those as opposed to using those status back. do remember. Okay.
Entering zero gravity.
What do I do? Right, yeah, okay. Oh, whoa, right now. What? Oh, shit. I just love how tranquil it is. I love it to give you that. I love how soothing
Caution. Gravity tether disengaged.
Where'd that box go? What? Am I not? I'm losing my brain.
Warning. Exterior gravity tethers offline. Interior tethers at full power.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't. Like I said, I just didn't have a desire to play. Huh? Yeah, I just didn't have like I didn't have a desire to play Pragma. I think it's like I said to you. It's just like um, I I don't. I'm just not very. I just guess I'm not very feminine. There was a period where like I did want to have be a dad to girls, but like now like I know fucked it. I really don't. I'm so glad I just got boys, and I think there's part of that is like I don't really um I don't really find that stuff cute because like I am a dad, but I'm dad to boys, so I just think like that sort of stuff just didn't really. It doesn't. I get it if I'm like some like neckbeard knee who hasn't got kids, I could see that like me, yeah, warming the cockles of your heart, and you're like, ow, I'm like literally the complete. I can see it like, yeah, warming the cockles of your neck beard, and you're like, ow, I want to have kids. Um, but like, I don't really see myself having any more kids anytime soon, and I've already got two sons, so like for me, I'm just like, it's not like, and it's like. Before you say, what about God of War? No, I don't even like God of War. And I don't like God of War because I just don't like fantasy. I know that sounds really shit. And you don't get missing out. I just don't care. I just don't like look at the game I'm playing. This is the kind of game I'm playing. I don't want to play God of War. I don't want to play God of War. So yeah, it's just the cute stuff doesn't really do it for me. I don't know. Just find it distracting. A bit cringe. And it's like I said to you as well. The other thing is like it's an Android. I know that sounds like really stupid, but it is. It just seems really weird. Sort of thing that seems strange. I don't mind people liking it. I got like one of that, but I just think for me, it's just for me personally. It's not. I'm not saying I want that. Good God. I bet I'm gonna need that thing. I know. I know. Just chilling out. Right? Oh.
Find something scary.
I hate this ghost law. Guess which religion, race of people loves ghost law?
Part 2 feels really scummy, but if you could please.
I think I watched like a bit of this. I can't believe it. I actually can't believe it. I was right.
Bear with me and stay to the end. I have a lot to say, there's a lot you need to know, and apologies that need to be made. And I need to just lay it all out on the table all at once. Because for the past month and a half, almost 2 months now, has been a non-stop panic.
Uh-oh.
It all started, and it was just people misinterpreting a video about a crush.
Not to pick apart the apology, okay, but it's kind of bad faith to say that people misinterpreted the first video. For those that might not remember, the first video was basically him saying that he has a crush on Wilbur, right? Nothing too crazy. But what was the strangest part about that video was the fact that he said it's interfered with his real life, because he's a one soul at a time kind of guy, basically saying that because he has this crush on someone he's never met for 8 years, he can't move on to anyone else, which was the part that people were a bit like, yeah, that's kind of creepy, especially when you pair it with all of the posts he's been seen commenting on of Wilbur's for the past, like...
Kate hates it when people are creepy. Kate loves that, like, word creepy. That's like her favorite word. That's what all women love saying. Ah, you gave me the creeps. What does that mean? Jupiter, also known as the creepy planet. I just want to hear that. Like Mars, the red planet, that makes sense because Mars is it is red. You can't say like Jupiter's the creepy planet because I could argue I don't think it's creepy. Like objectively, it is red. See what I'm saying, Kate? Like, what's creepy mean? Some people like look at like tarantulas and like, oh my god, that's so fucking creepy, dude. But like other people who like handle tarantulas, really amazing creatures. When you look at this is Alice, my tarantula. Give them like human names and stuff. That's Hannah. Say hello, Hannah. And just so you see it, just like this fucking tarantula, just like gorging off, like eating the fuck out of this like live like locust. Oh yeah, she's in heat at the moment. Tarantulas can go in heat. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, don't worry about that though. Scorpions. Scorpions are really creepy. Snakes. I don't like snakes. Except the ones I put in me. Oh. Tee. Tee. See. It's like I can't. There was like a post where like a woman. I can't even. That's how lazy I feel.
He's been seen commenting on Wilbur's for the past
Oops.
8 years, right? So I don't think people really misinterpreted it. People just listened to what you said and reacted to it, and you didn't like that because perhaps you didn't anticipate such a big blow up. And again, as a formal reminder, people didn't just go crazy at you because of that. They were going crazy at you because they were digging up old posts of yours where you were saying that you hated Shovel, Wilbur's ex.
Why have we made such like unattractive people famous? And this plays into the humiliation ritual. Like Kay won't agree, but seriously, like, what's going on here? Like, there used to be a period where like we used to like look at the hunks, and I used to be like, I make sense why these people. Who are these people? Who the fuck are these people? Like, I don't like looking at this guy. I don't care what the fuck this guy, even if he is a fucking retard rapist, I don't care. Why is that fun? Why is that interesting? It's not. He's not doing anything. He's not doing anything. He's not contributing anything to society. He's not pushing mankind forward. He's doing fuck all. I'm just getting sick of this shit. I'm really getting sick of it. It's like nothing's happening. Oh great. Like, this is happening. Like whoever made this is happening. Okay?
There, the system can't lift the lockdown. Override the manual door release. I'll try.
I don't think I can kill that.
Damn it, the explosion fried half the circuit. Almost there. Hold it off.
Two? Why is there fucking two of them? Oh, bastard.
Manual release is ready. Manual release is ready.
Okay. What am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? How do I kill it?
Manual release is ready.
Oh.
Manual release is
I know! Pull down.
Damn it. Try the door now.
Great. Well, I used up loads of ammo. Not well. I guess the main thing is I did it right.
X who came forward about abusing you're a DV victim, therefore you know what abuse is. I think if
DV?
I
What's
actually
that?
say
Domestic
if you don't
violence.
know you're being abused, it doesn't count. Sympathy is certainly limited, and I think that's why a lot of people don't like you. But yeah, we'll continue.
I mean, what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Don't like you, but yeah,
Women are like perpetual victims. It's like the MO. It's like their live stream. Katie knows she can't do anything like actually good. She can make children, but she doesn't want to do that. She's been like told by Professor Shekels that children are evil. But oh, this man. Oops.
we'll continue.
Like, I ain't a band. Assuming a lot of things that were not true were just straight up calling me cringe and ugly. A lot of the advice I was...
Yeah, see, I agree with that. I mean, you know, I do think he's cringe. I do think he's cringe.
Or ugly. But remember, Katie won't say he's ugly because, so this is what's really interesting. Because I was actually not even making a point about this, but this is true. You'll learn this about women. How did I not even fucking think that up? Have I never been here? I'm just a masochist. I don't know why I fucking don't go.
And, you know, aesthetically, not my cup of tea. Not really relevant though, right? I think I'm not aesthetically a lot of people's cup of tea.
Okay, it's okay to say people are ugly. Stop getting so fucking butthurt about it. Who cares? I don't care. People say I'm ugly all the time. I know they're fucking coping, but they do say it. But like, it's okay to say it. People can be ugly, okay? People can be stupid. It's okay. Join me, okay? Do you see that lava lamp behind you? You just need to take a big old swig of that. Oh, those traps. It's Finster here. Oh. I don't think I can kill that. I don't think I can kill that. What's happening here? What's happening? Ah! Little shit. It's got a little pecking, did you? Oh.
I think it's gone. But I can't be sure.
This is basically like an allegory to like men, by the way. Like Isaac is like the
I'll give you
dude.
those camera glitches.
So what does he have to do? He has to do everything. He has to do fucking everything. He has to go and see that the most disturbed shit in history. Like, as far as all these people are concerned, they never ever witnessed anything quite as horrible as this. And he's doing it all. And all of his ideas, like his, all like the times that he's even his own crew, just like, don't be dumb, Isaac, that won't work, and it does work. And you gotta like think, this guy is just carrying it all. He's fucking Atlas. No one gives a fuck. This like stupid bint here. He's like chewing him out, telling him what to do. Bullshit. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Isaac should be the top. Oh, brilliant! This is just fantastic. Those things have the fucking most gnarly death animation. It like wraps the tentacle around your head, and then like I guess like tourniquets it so hard that your head comes off, which already is like a fucking crazy thing. But whatever. And like the other tendrils like feed into like your head, like into the bloody stump where your head was, and it like obviously like it resurgically like attaches the tendrils into your body and is then able to control your body. And you turn it's absolutely gnarly as fuck. Like, are really disturbing. Like they should use that in a film. Like fucking horrible. I do have the thing for it. Should I just fucking buy it? I just. Like whatever, dude. I think beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. If I was playing the game in real life, I'd definitely buy the health. I'd definitely buy the health. So like maybe that's how you play it. When you like know you're in a hypothetical game where if you die, you're just gonna go back to the save point. This is fine, you wouldn't. But in honesty, yeah, I guess I should play this game in the one-hit game mode. Then I would buy the health.
Definitely, certainly not a valid thing to be hating on, and as well as that goes for the transphobic posts I've seen of people digging up him I think people call it pre-T, which just means pre-testosterone, if I'm correct. That's all out of order, right? And that's just unfortunately what the internet does. It's not acceptable, and if you are one of the people being transphobic or digging up their former kind of pictures of themselves before they transition, then you're just a scumbag who is honestly on the same level as him. So
Gee, imagine being called a scumbag by gay like that. I say it doesn't got a whole lot of words to it. No. Don't even
so,
know.
yeah, I'll agree with that. That's the internet, unfortunately. It kind of works in these horrible cycles.
Getting was just to keep posting confidently and show them they're not getting to you. The internet has a short attention span, and I follow.
Yeah, well, he's got a point, right? In that, yes, sometimes you just have to grit your teeth and bear it. And the internet does have a short attention span if you don't double down over and over again. But unfortunately, you did double down like over and over again. You didn't switch up after the first call out. You just kept on going. You kept on saying that you stand by what you said about Wilbur's ex being a liar. You've stood by literally everything you've ever done, and that's why it kept going. That's why people are referencing you as a lol cow, because you just didn't stop. Obviously, you're stopping now, but, you know, your whole point is it went on for so long. Well, that's because you kept doubling down, unfortunately.
And when the death threat started, I think we all greatly underestimated just how far some people were going to go in order to...
I know there's people who are going to be like, Katie, it's literally been 50 seconds and we keep talking, but yeah, death threats are also something that's unacceptable. I mean, believe me, I've received my fair share of death.
I bet I've had loads more than you, Katie. I guarantee you I've had loads more. Do you know what I do? I just laugh at them. They're just funny. I'm not a fucking pussy, Katie. But you are a pussy because you're a woman, but you won't admit that. If you admit it, I will protect you, but you don't want me to. If you want to be like one of the big boys, that's fine. I am one of the big boys. That's why death threats don't impact me. Because I look at the Indian guy and like, I just think, oh, he could probably kill me with a knife, but like, I don't know, like if I had a knife, so he wouldn't kill me. But with Katie, like this Indian dude probably could like potentially like get his way, because he's okay. Oh. That's what the Jews have also looked all so try to like make her like think she's really strong. So she goes to like Africa and just gets raped. By loads, and that's what happens. And I'm trying to be like, I'm not even trying to be like that. That's what want to happen. I'm just saying that happens. Yeah, I've seen like stories of like, women who like they've like obviously come out of uni and they've been like told that Africa is some like it is some like magical happy place. And they've watched too much like the Lion King, and they just think everyone's there and they're really happy, and she goes there and they just get honestly, they just get like R-worded because they don't have that. There's no concept of rape in their country. If they just see a woman, it's like it just makes sense that you're a man. You can like have your way with it. So why are you like not doing it? They didn't get that. Kate just watches too much of Aladdin. He thinks everyone's gonna be like like Aladdin, but it's like cheeky little rogue. But actually, what they do is they'll just take you to the back to their like squalor like home and they'll rape you.
Threats, right? And I mean, it's not a nice thing, but you just can't take it too seriously. The internet's full of mentally ill losers who will tell you to tell them to kill themselves back, honestly.
Whoa!
Might as well.
To hurt me and the people I care about, my family, my friends, anyone and everyone who has ever interacted with or supported me in any way. By the time I realized what was happening, it was every second of every day, and I didn't know what to do. And in trying to put out any fire I could reach, I made a lot more mistakes, and every time I thought it was going to be okay, something else happened. And because I have a lot of commitments keeping me online, the GoFundMe, orders I need to finish.
The GoFundMe is great work, by the way. Someone was saying the other day, and I think it was a comment on my video, and it's really true, that they said something like, using the word escape the US is quite manipulative, and again, now I am picking hairs, right? But when we think of people escaping situations, I predominantly think of domestic violence victims.
Oh, I wonder why Kate always thinks of domestic violence. What? That's actually what she craves. She secretly craves. She can't tell me she doesn't, but I know she does. All women do.
We did it. Isaac.
Isn't that right, Kate?
The US
Hello.
They must have heard our SOS.
Hello, Glorious.
What's a military ship doing way out here?
Out on patrol? Whatever. Right now I take a rescue from a fucking magpie. Head for communications. Once we fix the comms array, we can get all the
I forgot what happens. Somehow like the military ship gets blown up. I swear it's like something really bullshit. Yeah, look, I have to do everything. This is just me being. This is literally me in my corporate job. I just did everything, and the women just had to go with their pretend penises. They're like, "I love this. This doesn't work so good. I love being female."
countries that are war torn. You know, I don't really think you escaping Texas is entirely relevant now.
Alright, I mean, I don't know. Texas is pretty Indian now. I don't think Indians like trans people. I think they do. I think they do.
I know that he always talks about his transness basically as an element as to why he wants to move, but as again multiple trans people have pointed out to me in my recent video, the UK has a transphobic government. The UK is not short of transphobic attacks, and we are in a really volatile time at the moment, especially for queer people, trans people, people of colour. We are not as, you know, obviously compared to other countries, we are definitely further advanced, but I mean, I don't know Texas, the UK, I don't.
It's because it's just gone too far. Right? I've said this to you. I said, we could have lived with gay people, trans people, whatever, if it wasn't just shoved down our throats for some reason. It's like I said, I think loads of people, right? We've gone through our lives and we've never met anyone who's like trans. Yeah, for some reason we just have they're just in our lives so much, and it's just ridiculous. Like, why do I care? Why does anyone care? Who gives a fuck? The guy left. He like, you can take it. He was probably trans. My word, I'm not. I cannot believe this. But seriously, it's like, what the fuck? Oh, wait, do I have my other guns? Why? Wait, what? Yeah, sorry. Oh, right, sorry. Okay. Hell yeah.
Know what the difference is really, but personally I don't think using the word escape is really, I think it's a bit misleading for a GoFundMe, considering the two reasons you've given as to why you want to leave the UK is one, for you said to be closer to your favourite football team, and two, because you just really enjoyed it in the UK when you visited here. I think it's, I don't know, I just think it's a bit like you're pulling on people's heartstrings wise. I mean, and it works, right? Over 16,000, probably more, has now been donated to that GoFundMe. And again, it's up to people what they want to do with their money, but guys, do you not feel...
Oh, I love this, Ricky, come. I didn't have any good guns, so I have no excuses really. It was just, I didn't have any good. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I mean, Oh, I love sticky gum. Okay. Oh, you little shit. I think I got him. I'm gonna die.
Quarantine lifted.
I did it. Well, that fucked. That was so funny. That was too funny. It's like, oh no, would they? It did. Alright.
Things
That
that
was so
that money
funny.
could have gone towards. Crazy. I mean, fair play, mate. You've got at least 16k out of this. Someone else also pointed out that the GoFundMe keeps on increasing in terms of the goal, which I thought was also interesting. $16,000 is greatly unnecessary for a move to a different country. And the goal is 22,000, by the way. You don't need $22,000. For my English people, that's probably 18, 17k, something like that. That's not necessary.
I could not step away, so I got down this awful spiral, barely eating,
Oh my
barely
god.
sleeping. So I completely checked out for a day or two, trying to just let myself catch up. I don't want very much to try again. So, firstly, I do not record myself as a I have mistakenly done so in the past. I think, in a video I honestly thought I deleted because I realized right after I posted the video, I well, when I made a more recent video about the differences between my old people and the people from my own native indigenous peoples around me, and
You can probably move on from that. That's not, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think we can agree that's something that if you correct yourself and you just say it was stupid, I think we can move on from that. I'm still wanting to
No.
about the TV stuff, though.
unearthing that old video that I had already self-corrected and again thought I had deleted. With everything else going on, I panicked. I ended up making another video that I did not think through. The words that I ended up saying were entirely wrong, and my exhaustion and overwhelm in the moment does not excuse it. I f***ed up, and I am genuinely sorry. I promise I am just as upset with myself as
Okay,
as well
like she
as
thinks
my
she's like
actions
some
were
detective.
corrected. But I knew that I could not address it until I had dealt with more of the mental stuff. I promise the delay was not me.
She thinks she's like pint-eyed detective.
It was just me trying.
I also think this is fair. I think
Pint-eye, private eye.
I mean, I'm speaking to him, I guess, because I want to hear whether he apologised for domestic violence comments. But in terms of
Oh,
mental timing, if you
spaghettios.
rush on it too fast, people will say that you haven't thought it through. If you take too long, people will say that you're dodging accountability. You can't really win in that sense. But again, it's about the quality, I guess, of the apology. And I mean, so far, it's all right. I wouldn't say it's great. I mean, the main things still haven't been said. But then again, we are 2.5 minutes.
Oh, spaghettios.
And I believe that. I do believe that.
Oh,
I don't think he
spaghettios.
intended. I don't think he set out to. Again, I'm sorry. Some white bitch saying.
White
blah, blah, blah.
bitch.
I mean, the impression that I get is that he wasn't trying to be racist. He wasn't, you know, he's not being vitriolic.
Can you imagine someone being racist, Katie? Can you imagine being someone being racist? Not in 2025. Six. Help! Help! Oh. I don't believe it. Fucking believe it. Like, why can't I do anything? Why can't I fucking do anything? Oh, just fucking kill it, dude. Fucking kill it.
I think he was just, what's the word, uneducated, which is kind of ignorant, and it in turn can, you know, offend people and can be racist. I don't think he set out to, I think he's just not very smart, to be honest.
Picked all the wrong words.
Dude, fuck racism. Racism can lick my huge nuts. It's not a real thing, Kate. You can just hate people. Jewish people just weaponize this, so you could just you could be a goy. Katie loves to watch a guy called Jed, who is just a black man from Africa, who sits and eats grubs, but now he doesn't. And now he's gonna sing about oppression. Katie loves it because he's a new boop. What did I say, Katie? What did I say, Katie? Oh. But why would she say that? Why did I just die? Oh, it's just. Oh, I don't know.
Picked all the wrong words, and I am so.
I just did so piss poor on that. You know, so I mean, I just don't use the fucking. I don't use the fucking freeze power enough.
There was really no good way.
Oh, what excuses I got? I don't have any.
Honestly, I probably should have just never commented on
Shit.
it at all. But when I posted that video 2.5 years ago.
2.5 years ago isn't relevant. And hang on a minute, what do you mean? He said then there was no good way to say what needs to be said. So is that you saying that you still double down on it? Right, here's the thing. The reason why I'm beating this horse so hard is because as a DV victim, right,
Oh, good.
these narratives, these excuses people try and find for abusers are very, very prevalent. And until you've been abused, you've witnessed what people say to you, you won't fully understand. So as someone who's been very vocal online about it, I'm always told, right,
Oh, you bastard! Why? Why?
Which is what you do with struggle. Or people will try and pick holes in it and say, well, if you didn't do X, Y, Z, then how is the perpetrator meant to know? You know, all of these things that you see people say online are really harmful, especially to victims that are trying to heal. So when you've got this person, you, who is trying to do TikTok, trying to do
Okay, that's fine.
viewing these narratives and going on to Tumblr sites, by the way, saying that Trouble's a liar and that you don't like him.
I don't know who any of these people are. I don't. Who the fuck is Trouble? Oh, Jesus. Can I just say, I don't feel any shame in not knowing who it is. Why? No, 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 they're gonna team up, no, they're teaming up.
Quarantine lifted.
Okay. That's better.
That's crazy work. I've had people do the same thing to me. They go in these little forums, they discuss details of whether they think that I'm telling the truth based off of what I'm
That is
saying.
hilarious. Who gives a fuck? Who fucking cares, Joy? You won't be the strongest. You have to accept you can't be the strongest. You have to accept that. And if I say that she'll go behind my back, well, I can't. I'm not legally allowed to. That'll be something very, really good. But you need to trust me. You need to trust me.
Saying, or I get comments where. So to
Imagine people thinking you're lying. Wouldn't that make you so? Ugh. Imagine what people think about me. I love that pit. I love that pit. I love it. I love it. I love it, Katie. Why do you think I love it? Why do you think I love it, Katie? Tell me. 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 I like playing like this. It's pretty good.
partake in dialogue and rhetoric about somebody's alleged abuse. And again, no one was saying, Tyler, that you have to believe it, right? The thing is about the internet is you are right in the fact that we don't always know. Hence why I have never named the person that did what they did to me, because I just don't think that that's a smart idea to do.
It isn't actually, Kay. It's because you know if you say that, you'll get fucking done for slander or libelous. You'll get absolutely ruined for it. Don't pretend you're some fucking virtue signaling person. It's like, I'm not doing it because I just don't think it would be worth it. It's not. It's because you just know you'll get ruined if you do. This is.
Like, people always say to me, if it were real, you'd say who it is. Well, no, because unless I have, like, a stack of hardcore evidence, why would I do that? And in my situation, for a lot of the things I've...
Exactly. That's so she doesn't care. She's literally just admitted it. She's saying she would do it. Well, I guess that's true. I feel really, really sick. Flamethrower does actually sound like it'd be really good. Ah! Did I get him? You son of a bitch.
Spoke about, I don't have evidence for it, so I'm not going to bring it to the internet. That's the nuance here, is that you have heard somebody who has said something happened to them. Wilbur then confirmed that those things did happen, and you still double down on it. In my case, I haven't ever come online and named the person who did stuff to me.
Kay so wants to.
Have solid enough
Kay really wants to. She wants to fucking. If Kay had the choice, she'd put him in prison forever. And like, he'd be banned from ever like having children. Kay probably get like chemical food. Because Kay's, that's just what Kay thinks is like trash. And this is what I'm saying, these people become absolute martyrs if they like become famous. It's very powerful. And the boop one that's happened. So they know Kay's insane. They should put me in a fuck camp. Put me in some like sick breeding camp. Where's the safe line? Yeah, okay. Put me in some fucked breeding camp. Oh, I don't feel good at all. That seems nice.
to back it up, and therefore I know that a lot of people would be like, well, we can't believe this because we don't have enough evidence. Does that make sense? It doesn't mean that it didn't happen. It just means I don't think it would be a smart enough idea to say somebody's name when I can't prove it to people. So the best thing I can do for myself is share what happened without actually going into details about who they are.
Okay, but I mean, like, there's nothing, but there's nothing to prove though that what you're saying is true. That's why I'm getting at. So, as far as I'm concerned, this is all just hokum. You could just say anything. I could say anything. You haven't got any proof, Katie. That's what I'm trying to say to you. I'm sorry, it sucks. I mean, I wish I could change it. I mean, if you join me, I could probably change it, but you don't want to. You'd rather sit and make Goy Lord videos because you need.
But just raise awareness to said topics, and that's why I talk about what I talk about. My point is, you contributed to rhetoric about somebody's alleged abuse, right? You went into Tumblr's sites and said that you don't like her purely because she's with the person that you want to essentially, you know, it's just a little bit ridiculous. it's just a little bit ridiculous.
There was still a lot of confusion, and the only reason I posted that video was because there were multiple people asking me my opinion, and at the time there was a lot of harm being done just from the communities and fandoms surrounding this.
Well, yeah, but you're part of that. You're part of that. I agree that, again, playing devil's advocate, if Wilbur had put a solid statement forward, then fine. Believe what you want, that's your prerogative. But it's the fact that his statement sucks cock and balls. What is there to...
Okay, I don't think you can suck both cock and balls. Like, maybe that's your talent. I don't know. Well, you said you don't like going down on people because you're selfish. Why would you do that? I bet you insist your boyfriend goes down on you, even though you just probably like you haven't. You just had like the most disgusting, like toxic, you kept your tampon in too long. Toxic shock syndrome. You probably got like yeast infection, like urinary tract infection. And your boyfriend be like, "Oh, I don't want to do it, Cody. Do it. I'm going to sit here and I'm not going to do anything." You should be just fucking lucky you get to touch my tits. What tits? Exactly. Yeah, that'd be gay. Join me. Join me. Look how white my hand is. You know I'm good. Don't listen to Jed. Jed will tell you that I'm gonna like put you in a rape cage. Kate, I don't want to put you in a rape cage. I don't want to put you in a rape cage. He would probably put you in a rape cage. If his people were able to rule, they would definitely put you in a rape cage. If Indians could rule, they'd put you in a rape cage, Kate. I won't put you in a rape cage. Something that black and brown people love because it's just a very primitive, like low IQ thing. How do I get dopamine? Eating chicken, masturbating, having going to sleep. You know, the other shitty like low IQ shit.
To believe. He basically said
Masturbating.
things, but it's not how like she's saying. One little post. You know, if you get accused of something
One
serious, you've
Piece.
got to go through that with a fine tooth comb.
And I stayed away from anything other than Shelby's statement, because with anything else, I just felt that there wasn't enough information and a lot of conflicting information that I didn't fully understand.
So don't make a comment at all then. Don't say anything at all, but you didn't do that, you sided with Wilbur. I wonder why.
And didn't want to speak on because I didn't understand it. And because I saw a lot of people treating Wilbur's statement as an admission of guilt, when to me it did seem genuine, and like he honestly didn't understand the extent of the harm he had done and was doing therapy and stuff to be better in the future.
But somebody not understanding the harm that they've done doesn't mean they haven't caused harm. And for a victim to hear you say that about what they've been through, that's just weird. Like, oh, because he didn't understand, in my opinion. Okay, I think a lot of people don't.
It's just weird. Why is this guy Wilbur's head like about a third bigger? Like it is. It is. This time it is. I mean, it always is. And I told you this. Every time you see like men are like, "Oh, I loved her because her eyes were so big." It's not. It's because like their eyes are the same size as the man's. It's just their brain's smaller, their head smaller, so it looks bigger.
Understand what they've done.
So this is it. And I'm looking at Kate's face, and it is smaller. It's just obviously smaller. Like her brain is just not going to be as big as mine.
They don't have the empathetic abilities to really think about how that could harm you. But yeah, I agree with that. I think most abusers, they can't actually imagine what they've done to you. That doesn't mean that they didn't do it on purpose, and it doesn't mean that they shouldn't be held accountable.
I felt very strongly about the way it was being treated from an outside perspective, and I saw a lot of uninvolved people getting hurt. And while my intention with that video...
Whereas Kate always like touching her mouth so much, she got a bit of an oral fixation, she thinks. Someone who doesn't want to like suck dick, she seems to love to play with her mouth a lot. Weird, right? doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Was to reduce harm. I wound up letting my own perspective and interpretation kind of take over the video. Things that got left out, things that didn't need to be left in, things that should have been said very differently, and honestly, I should have just left it alone. Because a lot of the people I was dealing with at the time were people who I thought were missing the point, not realizing just how badly...
Why does he keep doing that zoom in thing? It's really annoying.
I wound up getting really unnecessarily frustrated, and wound up just really badly doubling down over time, which just made everything so much worse. And while part of me wants to clear up several more things, every time I try, it just keeps sounding like justifications. And at this point, it's the wrong way, and wound up investing myself in something that was none of my business. I promise I have learned from this, I will continue learning from this, and I will refrain from inserting myself into things like this in the future. Because even if my intention was to reduce harm, clearly I missed the mark, and I am sorry. I will do better. And third, in regards to Stuart Semple and Culture Hustle, there is a lot I want to say, and I'm not entirely sure how to say it. But first, let me just start out by saying that I am a very intense, optimistic, positive, happy person, and I have a tendency to take very bold steps with my career that a lot of people wouldn't. And while a lot of things are much more obvious in hindsight, and present day me definitely would have taken silence as a much more direct answer, but at the time...
What? What am I looking at? That was so nice. That was such a good meal.
Time I was very excited, and because I knew there were multiple things keeping him from responding. His account was banned from DMs for a couple weeks. He had launches and events and other things keeping him. I assumed he was busy, I assumed he wasn't getting the messages, or even that he just wasn't seeing them. And so I made a bunch of preparations because I wanted to be ready when he eventually got back to me. I worked really hard to be prepared because I really wanted it to happen. But as time passed, and it became more and more clear that he just wasn't going to talk to me about it anymore, and I ended up having to talk to other people.
Stop zooming in!
In the studio just to try and understand what was going on. I felt really hurt and really stupid, and
look, again, I'm trying to be empathetic, I'm trying to be understanding and be reasonable and not just say negative things because, you know, he's someone people are hating on. And I can get that. You know, look, bro, I'm neurodivergent.
Bro.
I've got ADHD.
Bro.
I will spend £200
Bro.
on a hobby I picked up an hour ago, right? And I get it, I do. Obviously, this is an apology about that, so there's no point me going into detail about, like, why it was wrong. You obviously, I hope, understand that. It's obviously just kind of a bit ironic because you tried. Did mess you around, then I agree, that's up. But listen, as someone who, before I did YouTube, had regular jobs, right? The amount of times I got over for jobs, like, there was this one time where I had a job lined up at a perfume shop in Liverpool, and they me around for like 2 months.
Oh my
right?
God.
It doesn't sound like a long time, but in that meantime...
Can I just say Kay is a victim? Can I say Kay is a victim of, like, vocational abuse? I'm gonna coin this now. Kay is a victim of vocational abuse. This is like a fucking horrible game.
I was like, well, I can kind of lay back a little bit on the job search because I've got this one lined up, allegedly. And they didn't. They just ghosted me. I had the same thing with a casino place. They basically promised me a job.
Casino place.
They decided to hire.
After seeing your tattoos, we think this is fucking disgusting, you little creep. I want someone like you representing tattoos.com.
Other people, and it's like, bro, you could have told me. But if I had sold all my things prior prior to that happening,
Bro.
you can't then come online and say this company, this person,
Yeah.
because it happens in the corporate world.
Kate. Kate's what corporate. She was like, these jobs were the corporate jobs. She's just like, she's gonna be like the senior executive for like the Betfred or whatever it was, or like William Hill. She got it, yeah. She wasn't gonna work in like just in like a little shop where it's like some like the fucking drunks go there and they're like, oh, okay, look at your tits. She's like, ah, you creep. No, these are like she's gonna be working corporate. Same when she what was the other job she had lined up? Like, I don't know, some other job. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She just thinks corporate's anything. She just thinks like if you're just like a job, you're just corporate. That's what corporate means. Okay. She thinks like McDonald's is corporate. She thinks like Tesco's is corporate.
For jobs, all that happened, and sometimes it's not within people's control, sometimes it is, but you put your big boy pants on, right, and you realise that
Yeah, Kate's definitely put her big girl pants on. She's gone through so much stuff. She got raped in college. Raped in uni. How many women in the 60s do you think had to deal with that? Probably not very many. So weird. How many women just seem to be getting raped in uni? It's crazy. It's actually crazy.
can't then come online and drag people's name through the mud, because you just can't do that. Jobs are so volatile. People lose their jobs all the time. People have jobs that they're feeding their family with, they lose it, and then they're like...
I mean, she's correct. She's correct. But she's not, like, helping the situation. She's feeding into it because it works for her.
Like, what the do I do now? You can't then, like... I mean, you can complain, obviously, but it's not an individual person's fault half the time. And even if it is an individual person's fault, that's just the job market. It sucks, and it is what it is, but you can't blame somebody for selling your belongings.
I did not talk about it for a long time, except in private conversations to people who were directly involved, because I did not want to blame him. I have looked up to Stuart for over half my life. Meeting him was amazing. Just being in the studio and having any opportunity at all was an honor for me. And eventually all of those hurt feelings and confusion turned really angry and bitter. And because anger is something I tend to avoid, because I really don't like being angry, I wound up venting on the internet, thinking I would just delete the videos in a week after I'd moved on. Clearly that did not happen, and I wound up making a long-term problem out of a very short-term.
Oh dear.
And while I have done a lot of personal healing, and I'm not as angry as I used to be, and even on the days where I do end up angry again, it's definitely just at myself. I wound up on the internet thinking I would just delete the videos in a week after I moved on. Clearly that did not happen, and I wound up making a long-term problem out of very short-term feelings. And while I have done a lot of personal healing, and I'm not as angry as I used to be, and even on the days where I do end up angry again, it's definitely just at myself. I wound up blaming Stuart for a lot of things that were entirely on me, and the consequences of that have all happened at the worst possible time. And now it's a lot bigger than any of it should have been, and I don't know how to properly apologize for it. But at the end of the day, it is on me, and I am sorry. And if I could go back and fix it, I 100% would. But it was a lesson learned. Sometimes that's all you get. But in general, with everything else going on right now, I promise that all of it is just mistakes and misunderstandings that are all coming of it once.
This is bullshit. I don't care about any of this. I really don't. I switched off.
That are all coming of it once at a rate that is too fast for me to process. And in trying to protect people that did not deserve to be feeling the consequences of my actions,
See what I mean? It's like the words he's saying, they're not like difficult to understand. He's trying to like garnish his words. He's trying to like come across as an intellectual. He's not. It's just. It's not even the words he says. It's just the speed and just you can just tell. He's edited this so much. Weird. Like you don't understand how many times he's editing it, and it's like That is insane. God knows like what he sounded like in his actual video, and we're just letting this guy get away with it. Why? Why? He's just a retard.